Funded? Is that what you meant to say?
That's not what I meant to
You meant to say
say.
funded?
You had a lot of opportunities to start recording. I'm really upset that you chose this one.
I was actually just about to call you out for acting like this now, as soon as I hit record. Welcome to the Weekend Fan Club.
Yes. We are your friends and hosts.
Hey, don't overstep.
Hey, I can transition from that.
We are your vague acquaintances.
You know who else are friends, hosts, and vague acquaintances?
Hmm.
The Brains.
Oh, nice transition.
Oh,
We're getting right into it. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, why the hell not?
We're
Yeah.
burning through our content too quick. Podding at this rate is unsustainable.
Guys, quick, we need an unrelated anecdote before I get started on this.
Unrelated anecdote?
Call in the
Okay,
tangent
I've been
train.
playing way too much Tetris. Like, an unheard of amount.
That is extremely true.
Oh my
However-
We
God.
should loop back to the Nintendo Direct.
However,
afterwards.
you've won like 3, haven't you?
I've won first place in 3 of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah. How
And,
many
like-
did you play?
Like,
More
I
than
think-
more or less than 300.
probably 100.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Probably
Not that
100
bad.
games. Well, like, I have 100... No, not 100. Oh, no. I have, 4 hours, I think, in it.
Okay.
And, like... Hashtag humble brag. But I get in, like, the top 10 or 20 almost every time.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really
Like, the first time I won first place, I was at work and Quinn was like, I'm outside, we're gonna go now. And I was like, playing Tetris in my office. And I was like, I seen the text and I was like, I can't leave. I'm in the top 5. I can't leave.
It'd be funny if the call was like, John, there's an emergency out back.
No!
Okay, to the top 5.
I can't do the top 5. And there's been a couple times where I've been at work and I'm like in the middle of playing and I'm not like top 5, but I'm in like top 30 at least.
Mhm.
And like it's getting a little clench. So I'm like just playing and then someone will be like, John, what's going on with this? And I'm like, I'm on lunch, so like whatever. I'm not answering the question regardless. But they'll be like, John, what's this? And I just won't answer. I'll be like, I don't have the mental capacity, honestly. And like
Can't
this,
divide my attention
Yeah.
for you, pleb.
because like when I was over at Quinn's house, I was sitting down, I was playing Tetris, I was explaining something to him, and I just like, I was like, yeah, it's, and I just admitted, I was like, I can't keep a conversation right now. My brain's going on fucking overdrive.
Yeah.
But I think I'm suffering from the Tetris effect now. So
Tetris Nightmares.
Wait,
Yeah.
Is that a new game?
yeah, it's named after a medical condition that was named after the game.
Whoa.
Wow, that is
fun
a power
fact.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know what the Tetris effect is?
No.
If you play Tetris for like, so if you play Tetris, like there's medical, you know, there's studies that show like, oh, it helps people with Alzheimer's and stuff with their attention and like, you know, putting shapes in places,
Mhm.
and it helps a lot of people like that, and that's great. But if you play too much, I had Tetris nightmares in high school. Okay, like I've suffered through this enough. Like, you just start, like, and it happens to me now, like, it's happened to me ever since this came out. You start having these thoughts in your head, like, you'll be having a conversation, and then you can see, in your mind's eye, you can see
Tetris
Tetris
is just
happening.
Dude, do the dreams involve a puzzle where there's a relatively complex board and you're trying to solve it and just never get anywhere and it's just constant?
Well, no, it's mostly just you're playing Tetris and you go to put a block in and fit perfectly, but then at the last second it just doesn't. And then,
Wow.
that's horrible, but it's
I
called the
said-
Tetris effect.
It sounds a lot like a thing that happened to me last week when I picked up this game, Shenzhen IO. I had heard about it when it came out, and I was in school, and I was like, hey, this game is pretty much just like doing this digital system stuff I've been doing in school. So I was like, I can't do a game version of that. I do a work version of that.
Mm.
But now that I'm out of school and I don't do that sort of thing, I picked up the game. And then I had the thing happen. The night I got the game, I played it till like 2 a.m. And then the thing happened then that happened when I was doing this course in school, where I similarly had a really intense dream of just seeing the numbers fly by.
Yeah.
And it's, wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's something, huh?
Mhm.
So I keep telling myself, I'm like, maybe I should slow down on this whole Tetris thing. And now I have almost 5 hours in the game. And like, that doesn't sound like much, but that's 5 hours in Tetris. That's like too much. So yeah, that's been my life, and I've been dealing with that.
Cool.
It's brutal.
Nothing.
Okay.
No?
Let's move on to
Cool.
our story then.
Yeah,
the
the main,
brands.
our top story, the brands are at it again, folks.
Yeah, so everyone's aware now that the brands rule our lives. I mean, they control the supply of food.
They control the weather.
More importantly, they control the culture, since the brands are the cool ones, and we aspire to be cool like our friend Wendy, and etc.
Yeah.
So what's interesting this year, though, is that there's been some distinct developments in the amorphous brand life force
So I guess
of the
you
internet.
can pull up your tweet and I'll pull up my tweet.
Well, we'll start with one outside that people may have seen. It was Netflix.
Yeah.
Someone tweeted. They made the lewd comment. What was it? I'll let Marie Kondo rearrange my organs or something.
Yeah.
Which
What
is
the
like,
fuck?
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of
That's
huh.
a weird one, but okay.
Well, that's like that Twitter thing. I follow a lot of people that are into like pro wrestling, which is
Yeah,
not
no, that's just a
which
Twitter
is
thing.
not something.
Yeah, that's just a
I
Twitter
saw this
thing.
once. It was like you get on Twitter, and then a few years later, you're like a socialist and a wrestling fan. You don't know why.
Here's what I honestly think. I think the step from following mainstream, air quotes, rat beef is a very short step to pro wrestling.
Yeah.
The people in my
It
people
really
in my
is.
class that follow both, and when they talk about them, they're indistinguishable. Like the only difference is that wrestlers fight and like hip hop artists make diss tracks, and that's it. Like that's literally the only difference.
Whether
Like-
you settle it in the ring or on the stage.
Yeah, like either way, they're all nuts and like probably shitty people.
And probably just orchestrating the whole thing to get paid.
And
Wow, you're saying they're all actors? How bold of you.
like it's fine, you know, like
Yeah, man, we gotta get paper.
yeah. And no, but I mean like being into it is fine too. Like, you know,
Oh yeah.
nothing like some good old fashioned drama to, you know, have conversations with your peers
Mm.
about.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, pro wrestling and rap beef is the same.
So yeah.
That's very interesting.
So what are the brands
Oh, yes.
saying
Yes,
now?
so this guy said, this guy made that lewd comment about Marie Kondo. And the official Netflix account replied saying, we would tell you which organ gives us joy, but this is a family account. It's a dick reference. What I mean to say is the brands are horny. That's the whole point of our story today.
Yeah.
That's the news, the hot news we're here to bring you.
Is that the brands are horny.
The brands are horny and they're very much at it. So, this on its own is not particularly remarkable since the internet's a hellscape.
Yeah.
Until it became personal.
Yeah. So
Right,
it's
you
all
know.
fine and dandy to read stories about, you know, people getting, you know, virtually dicked down by the brands,
Yeah.
as it were, until it hits too close to home.
Yeah, like if Netflix hops on Twitter and swings its dick around, as long as nobody gets hit, it's fine.
Yeah. It's all fine and dandy until someone gets dick slapped.
So
You
it
trying-
wasn't Netflix. Netflix didn't swing its dick at me, but like
So
I took to Twitter.
Who swung their dick at you?
I took to Twitter, and I you know what? I was having a pretty good day. It was kind of like a self-acknowledgement of like, hey, guess what, guys? I'm doing pretty all right.
Nice.
2019's been pretty good so far. So I tweeted that like now I've got some momentum with exercise. I want it stated that my goal is to become the rom-com nerd that turns out to be hot at the end of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to be that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a funny
Early
goal.
2000s, like
I thought it was a funny goal to send out there. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's like-
me and Amanda Bynes are in a movie.
yeah,
It's
she's
like
the man.
Aspiring to be like a movie. That's so relatable.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so, you know,
That's what the brands expect.
got like 4 likes for my like, you know, few remaining brain cells, and then like I got a reply from the official account for Lululemon. And they said, "We'll be tuning in, long dash, no question."
What? What the fuck? I remember you sent that in our group, and the first thing I sent to you was just like, does that mean you have to buy their pants now?
So there are a few things. My immediate reaction was like, not real. Went to the, like, it's got a blue, it had a blue check mark. So my brain was like, it's real, but I was like, no, it can't be. That's insane.
It's a check mark of a parody account.
How on earth would they have found this weird tweet?
I have no idea they found the tweet. You didn't at them or hashtag anything.
No. Like, are they just looking up the word exercise?
But even then, the way you wrote exercise was like capital E, lowercase x,
Capital ER. Lowercase, like,
Yeah.
you got me. I think I gotta start wearing yoga pants. Like,
Yeah, I guess. And like, can you just walk into the store, show them that tweet, and get like a deal?
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I want
You
to walk
should.
in
You
and be
should
like,
be allowed.
hey, what's up? So
So
you're-
like, you know,
this is awkward. You know, like
this is awkward. I mean, listen,
But, like,
me
you're
and Lululemon, the Twitter, we're pretty personal.
Me and Mr. Lemon. We got kind of a thing going.
Do they
on,
even
so-
have men's clothes? I didn't think they
I think
did.
they do.
Do they? I didn't even know.
You're both looking at me. Huh?
I don't.
Yeah, Connor, what are you hiding?
I mean,
I'm
All
just-
your fucking Lululemon
I'm just
branded
trying to
clothes.
look
probably right. They probably don't have.
I mean, like,
Maybe?
it's obviously centered around women's clothes.
Is
So,
it?
like, I feel, yeah,
isn't it?
I, thought,
primarily. But, like,
Okay, I
I feel
didn't
like
know.
they have some.
I feel like they would too, but I've never seen it, so I don't believe
No,
it.
I mean.
So this-
I don't know if I've even set foot in a Lululemon.
This
No,
is probably them branching out.
Honestly,
This is how
yeah.
they're gonna do it.
They're gonna reach out to you.
Branch out to men
Like, yeah, so
by
like,
posting
someone in the board meeting was like, "How do we get the men to wear the clothes?"
Quick, that one.
We
They just
just-
pointed to.
We can't say that women will want to fuck them if they buy Lululemon, but we can say that Lululemon itself will want to fuck them.
It's a close alternative, I suppose. So that was one brand being horny.
Oh yes, then we got
The
today. We got
second
another
brand. By the way, I got it too.
one.
I got it too.
I wonder how much money they spent on shipping this out. So yeah, this one's not a personal ad, which is fortunate.
Which is a relief.
Fortunate.
Yeah, it's an ad that I was just served today, and John was served today. If you're if you're a fellow Canadian, maybe you'll get served with this ad. It's from H&R Block Canada. They say, it's time to file your taxes. Visit one of our 1,100 locations across Canada, or use our free online software to get what's yours quickly and find more time to chill. Hashtag netfile and chill. Hashtag can't stop, won't stop, which is also a curious one. And then they have an image of the Netflix and chill, but instead of the red, it's I guess H&R Block's brand of sickly green.
Yeah.
Sickly Shrek green.
And it says netfile and chill.
Which is the
In
color.
the same font.
Which is the color that you want associated with
Yeah.
the chill.
So I just shared it with a very plain, unopinionated description of what the tweet is saying, and that
Yeah.
is H&R Block wants me to invite a girl to file taxes with me and then coerce her into sex. I mean, that's the only interpretation. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Which
Oh
is
my
an
God.
interesting take for H&R Block.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they actually do in the first place, and this is a bad way to start.
I mean,
You
they're invested in your taxes.
Hey, you know what? Maybe after you do your taxes and get with that girl, maybe you can open up a joint account. You know, maybe things hit off really well. Maybe you can share your finances with this person.
I feel like if that happened, you'd have
No.
to tell H&R Block.
Yeah, no, you are that person
You
in
would
the
have to
commercial.
go to their head office and be like, "It worked."
It worked. And then like you are the fucking head of like a commercial, and like you always like see those commercials of people there and like all the crazy stories of H&R Block, and right under it says totally not actors. No, we're not kidding.
Yeah, we're serious.
We're totally serious.
And so like I wanna believe that they're not in on it. Like they're probably not. They probably don't know what they're saying, right? But then the ad has the words "Get what's yours quickly" and "Find more time to chill." And it's like
Get what's yours quickly.
it's like I can read it the dirty way, but
You can read it.
well,
the
I also
dirty
just
way.
tapped to their profile and their bio is just Twitter for H&R Block. Get what's yours. This
That's just
this
their
payback
phrase.
season. It's their tax
Yeah.
season motto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's.
Hashtag can't stop won't stop is not good
No, that
in this context.
I'm curious at what that
Honestly,
is even doing
I think
here.
I think that's
the
killer
most
of this
problematic
life.
thing here.
Yeah.
Just to be like,
Well, okay, so I
Like
think
never stop that hustle of trying to pick up women.
or never
by filing
stop
taxes?
or never stop paying your taxes, because I mean that's a general. Realistically, I would hope you would.
yeah, can't stop won't stop.
That one kind of goes without
Yeah, that one's I guess.
I'm gonna, you know
that's
what?
not
when
like
I,
a.
when I
That's
do
not
my
like a dude.
taxes,
I'm on a roll. Can't stop won't stop.
when I
That's
do my
more like
taxes this
a.
year,
Can't stop won't stop, or I'll go to jail.
Yeah.
Like.
when I do my taxes this year, I'm gonna tweet at H&R Block and be like, "Yo, out here getting this bread. Hashtag didn't stop, won't stop."
Yeah, what if I tweet?
Yeah, when you do your taxes, you should tweet at them and be like, "Hey,
It's just so weird.
I did my taxes, but I never coerced any women into sex, so I'm sorry. Also, I'm sorry. I don't bank with you."
'Cause it's like, say what you will about the Netflix and chill whole thing.
Mm.
It does come from that nasty culture of like Aziz Ansari style, even like coercion and just, you know, luring someone in by saying you're watching Netflix and chilling.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing for a brand to use. It's weird how that sort of connection
Yeah.
came about.
Me personally, I'm more into Crunchyroll and chill, but that's just me.
Crunchyroll and chill with the body pillow.
Yeah. Except, you know, you can't really do much because you can't really have anything on the background because you need subtitles and you gotta read it, so you can't. You gotta. I'm gonna abort this.
actively pay attention.
I'm gonna abort this joke, but I'm also gonna go on a tangent from Netflix.
Say
They
the magic words.
fucking they canceled the rest of the Marvel shows.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that's not a surprise.
It's not a
I
surprise.
mean, it was coming, right?
It was
But
coming. Oh, I knew it was coming.
It's just a bummer to read.
But it's just a bummer to read it still and be like, well, it's over now.
My only vague question that I feel like isn't gonna get, you know, like there's no answer right now, obviously, but are they canceling them on Netflix to be resumed on their service, or are they just like, we might hard reboot this later?
I think it is.
I would guess they are not going to try it because there'd probably be some sort of deal making they'd have to do with Netflix to keep those shows specifically.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Why I think that's why it waited so long for them to do this, because they had contracts for set amounts of seasons already in production. So
I will say they had a pretty good run of it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
I really liked them all except for
television.
you know Iron Fist.
I mean, yeah, like net positive, like Iron Fist, not good. Defenders, I heard, was lukewarm at best.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Punisher was the T.
Punisher was the T.
I only watched Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones was good. Punisher was my favorite personally. Close second was Luke Cage. Really enjoyed Luke Cage. Daredevil's third. I wasn't really big into Jessica Jones, but the second season kind of pulled it together for me. And then there's Iron Fist, which honestly is probably worth it to watch just for the second season alone, because it's not better. Like,
Okay.
when you watch
interesting.
no, it's funny because you watch the first season and you're like, this is rough, but it's the first season. And then you watch the second and you're like, what the fuck?
Okay.
You knew what you did wrong.
Sounds
Why are you
like-
still doing
Sounds like
it?
time to find our groove.
Yeah.
We have not.
No, because like I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone. I don't. Maybe you don't care, but there's just too many moments in it where you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe you just fucking did this.
Wow.
And like, it's just rough. And then it's also worse when you think about it, and they're like, They ended season 2 with a fucking cliffhanger to be like, yeah, man, can't wait for season 3. And I'm like, you guys were the first ones to get canceled. Like, at least when Punisher had its second season, it knew it was going to get canceled afterwards, so they ended it. And they ended it well.
Big oof. I got to watch that one now.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not caught up. I don't even know how much of Punisher I watched.
It's
Oh,
really good.
I watched like a season and a half of Daredevil. I really liked Daredevil.
Daredevil is really good. I like the first season. The second season, the first half of season 2 is the best.
Yeah, I
Because that's
remember
with
like
Punisher.
yeah, I remember once they kind of put
Yeah, I
Punisher
think I saw
aside,
that.
I was kind of like,
Yeah,
guys,
because then they have
that's-
Elektra after that, and it's like,
Whatever.
oh, whatever. But like
Oh, I
that
kind of
first,
liked Elektra too. Dude, I just found Fisk so goddamn boring.
yeah,
Honestly,
he gets much better. Trust me. Once he gets once he gets put in jail in like
Yeah.
the second season or whatever. Not really a spoiler because he's
Yeah.
in all the fucking advertising. But once he gets like put in jail, he gets a lot more interesting because you're like, how in the fuck is this man able to do any of this shit?
Yeah. I liked Wilson Fisk a lot better in Spider-Verse.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When he was just a rectangle.
When he was just a rectangle with the most concise backstory I've ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that was insane. How they just like 30 seconds just
Here it is.
done. Okay, you're convinced.
Mm.
And it's like resume.
That's all I
Dude,
needed.
he sucks, but I get it.
He sucks, but sucks to suck.
Yeah.
No, man, it's pretty good though. I would honestly check it out. And then there's Luke Cage, which blew my fucking ass off because I was like, this is insane. I remember like going home one day from work and watching like the first episode at like, I don't know, like 8 at night maybe, and I maybe watched like 5 episodes in a row. Imagine they're hour-long episodes. So like I was hooked.
Yeah.
It was just so good.
That's sick.
It is kind of weird that, like, I was just thinking of this, like, how the Marvel, like, Netflix series, they kind of beat the cinematic series to the punch with most of their, like, more progressive pieces. Like, Jessica Jones came out, like, miles ahead of Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel is still getting the rush of, like, it's the first female-led one, huzzah!
It's like, no.
And Jessica Jones has been hanging out here for years, and even Luke Cage kind of beat Black Panther to the punch.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
God, Luke Cage was so good. I can't get over Cottonmouth. He was best villain.
I believe you.
Yeah, I believe you. Based on nothing. Like,
Based on
I'll-
nothing.
They'll just trust you.
Thanks,
You
man.
told me something about him the other day, though. You had a story
Like
about
his
Luke
name?
Cage.
Oh, no, it was the, was it about Notorious B.I.G. and the
Yeah,
picture?
it's
Yeah.
like-
So, just for context, there's a picture in, like, one of the offices of, Cottonmouth. He has, like, a picture of Notorious B.I.G., and it's, like, a head-on portrait of him, but he's got, like, the crown on his head. And there's a lot of times where they subtly put Cottonmouth or other characters subtly in frame. It's never, like, dead on to see him. Sometimes it is for dramatic effect. But there's a lot of times where they have the camera work where Cottonmouth's there and the crown is fitting on his head perfectly. And I'm like, man, I love that. I love that
That's
shit.
hilarious.
Mhm.
Also, the soundtrack's really good.
That's
And Method Man is in it from Wu-Tang, so.
Damn.
So let's go right on. You want to touch back on the Nintendo Direct?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Let's touch on the Nintendo Direct.
Okay?
The Valentine's Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a time.
What a gift.
What a
Man.
great gift.
Link's. Have you ever played? You've played Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
That game is so quaint. Like, it's so self-contained, and like, I just love it.
Like, the actual game itself?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah? No, it's
I
great.
got it like on the DS like virtual store or whatever.
Oh,
Was
okay.
that when you were an early 3DS owner and they were like, sorry about that?
yeah.
Sorry about
Yeah.
being an
Do you
early
remember that?
3DS.
They
Yes, I
released
do.
the 3DS, and then they had this huge price drop like 2 seconds later.
And
then
they were like,
"Bah,
oh, sorry.
how do we fix all our problems? Free retro games.
Yay. No, it's that's rough, but yeah, no, Link's Awakening, the new one looks fucking adorable. Like I was watching it, and
Yeah.
like as soon as I saw like the weird claymation style, I was like,
they're really killing it with all
love
these
it.
like aesthetics. You know, like the Yoshi
Oh, yeah.
games with the weird like felt aesthetic.
It's just a pop-up book. I love
Yeah.
it. Like I played the demo for the Yoshi game.
Mm.
Oh my god, it's just so charming. I love it so much.
They're using their new computing power for creativity instead of seeing how much more dirt they can animate on a photorealistic man's face.
Exactly, I love it. And like, that's the crazy thing because I play like most of the games I play on my Switch are Nintendo games, right?
Yeah.
So like, and like you said, Nintendo's always going for creativity. So it's weird when I see something like the Damon Machina game that also had a demo, and that's like a mech game.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Holy shit, it looks really good.
Hmm.
And I was like, is this on a Switch? And like, it's only because Nintendo doesn't really give a shit how nice it looks, like as long as it fits the aesthetic of what they're going for.
Right. It's almost like
So then you see a game that looks like it should be like on an Xbox or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, like the Switch can render some nice shit.
Yeah.
Like goddamn, like you play Doom on the Switch? It's not fucking 4K, but fuck, like to be able to do that much shit on the Switch, damn. It's really good.
the Switch can keep up.
Yeah.
And the Switch is so tiny, such a little baby machine.
Oh my god. I was really worried about it when I first got one because I was like, I don't know how powerful this thing's gonna be. But I didn't care. I was like, whatever, I'm still gonna get it because Nintendo already owns my wallet, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it has like mobile components.
And it's really, I think
Or
the
a
Switch
tablet.
is like, the Switch is really rocking the balance between the console having a lot of appeal on its own, and then it's also just rocking the games, man.
Yeah. I was really worried when they announced it and they said it was coming out because, I mean, realistically, it's a handheld, but it's also a home console.
Yeah.
And Nintendo already owns the handheld market.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
figured
waiting for them to kill it.
I was worried they were gonna cannibalize their own market.
Honestly, I'm waiting for them to kill off the 3DS.
Yeah, I'm not
No.
Besides, it
100%
has, the only thing is
sure.
it has like 10 times the user base.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is now. It's
It's-
probably not 10 times anymore, but
it's still really big.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, because that's what I thought. I thought the 3DS was like, oh, it's on its way out now. It's been a while. No, it is not.
I still think it should soon. No one's pleased. Like when they did that Link's Awakening thing, I saw multiple people say, "Oh, thank God it's not on 3DS."
It kind of sucks though because I've seen like I don't know of any 3DS games I'm getting except for Persona Q2.
Mhm.
And like when they announced it, they were like, "Yeah, it's going on 3DS," and I was like, "Oh." I'm happy it's getting localized, but oh.
Yeah, the last 3DS game I got was the Luigi's Mansion port, which was extremely sick.
Yeah.
If only because I had the new 3DS with the little nub, so I didn't have to use
Ooh.
motion aiming.
Oh, that's key.
No, I've had the nub since Monster Hunter 4 came out, and game changer.
I shouldn't have thought about Luigi's Mansion. Now it's gonna be in my head the
Don't
rest of my life.
don't
That
for the
game,
rest of my life.
that game is just one of the purest experiences
Oh.
of my life.
I don't
Speaking
know.
speaking of games, I went from like playing Resident Evil to like, you know, just having fun, having a good time, to now I have too many games to play. And I don't know what to do
I
with
was
my
just
life.
thinking, like, which game is he
And all you're
say
gonna
to
play
move
is
on to?
Tetris.
And that's the worst thing because
You got Crackdown
Friday.
3.
So think about it. Friday came out, and then Crackdown 3 came out, and like I didn't buy it because I have Game Pass, so it came for free on Game Pass. So I was like, sick. I don't have to buy it. And I've been playing that for a little bit, and I'm like, you know, it's not like a game I'm gonna sit down and put a lot of time into. It's more like just I have a fuck about. I have Jump Force, which is the anime,
Jump
which is
Force.
the anime fucking Smash Bros.
How's Jump Force?
Can I just chime in? That
Yeah.
game is visually disgusting.
Yes, it's
Like,
horrifying.
Looking at it is
It runs like ass on my Xbox One X, the strongest console on the
it
planet.
kind of makes me regret being a human
Oh,
because of how the people
Yeah.
look in the game.
because it's almost like we want to keep their art style, but we're gonna make it look as realistic as
It's
possible.
like a game starring only Alita from Battle.
No, he's not wrong. It really is.
No.
So there's
I need
Jump
to see
Force.
this when we're done.
Yeah, no, I will show you. So then there's Jump Force, which again I just like to fuck about for a bit, and I get kind of upset because the load times it takes to load up a goddamn fight
Oh my
is
god.
probably the length of the fight.
I haven't seen load times like that since Mod Nation Racers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then Metro Exodus, the third in the Metro series.
Oh yeah.
I only played a little bit of that, but it plays like a game on the PS2, but looks like a game on a PS4.
Weird.
It's very weird. I've only been playing a couple of them a little bit, and as Quinn said, I've mostly been playing Tetris, a game that came out in the 1980s. Fuck.
Can't fucking stop Tetris.
And then on Friday, Anthem comes out.
Oh, that will.
And then a week after that,
Goodness.
yeah, a week after that is
A
Devil
week
May
af-
Cry 5.
A week after that, I think Captain Marvel comes out.
What happened?
Which isn't a game, but you know.
I mean, it's been a few years now. Like, it's not like the suddenly this happened thing. But man, the winter game rush.
Well, it did. It
I'm
did
excited.
happen. It was
I mean-
Red Dead.
I'm excited
I mean,
about
it's
Reach.
been
No
happening
one wanted
for-
to release anything against Red Dead.
Oh, last fall.
Yeah,
Oh, you think
I'm
so?
excited
that's
that we're.
exactly what happened.
Wow.
No one
There's
wanted to
also-
go up against a
I think
fucking...
there was a Mass Effect that released this time of year, and it made not a drama, like a good Mass Effect.
Not a
and,
drama.
and it sort of
Three.
started
It was
a-
3.
and that started the we can put out a AAA game in the winter thing.
Yeah. Because most of the time it's like... Not summer. It's mostly like October, November
Yeah,
for the Christmas rush. But
Yeah, the summer's still a
Yeah,
whole-
the good like 6. I think
The
it's like
drought.
the good like 4 to 6 month space away from E3.
yeah, the drought is really in like...
It's like August.
not like April through like no, it's like April through June.
Yeah, but you see, that's when a lot of movies come out. So
Exactly.
for me,
So it's like, hey, you know what? Whatever.
I'm
You
excited
like, go
we're
outside
reaching
with
like,
your friends.
Whatever.
January and February are always very, in terms of capital C content, usually very sparing.
Mm.
March is usually.
I mean,
the month-
January is where movies go to die. So
Yeah, March is the month where the year kind of starts rolling.
yeah, I agree. There's a lot
Which
of shit like
which
that.
I'm excited to be reaching that period.
Yeah.
January for me, I had very little distractions, so I did a lot of shit. February hit. I've slowed down. My time has been
Considerably.
consumed by Zelda.
Jesus.
Pretty much exclusively. February has flown through my ears.
Yeah.
In my ears, out my ass.
Yeah, February was super quick, huh?
Yep.
The only thing I have on my mind right now, and I'm only bringing this up because it's kind of like a side joke.
It's Luigi's Mansion.
No, it's my mail. I was going to go get my
This is
mail.
a very dull joke.
No, trust me. I went to go get my mail, and when I was walking home, I saw the mailman putting the mail away, and I was like, I'm not going. Fuck that. Just to be clear, me and my mailman fucking hate each other. Like, he hates me,
I guess.
and
You
I
would. I guess you would, wouldn't you?
hate him. Because,
What does he do? How does this even happen?
so, okay,
You couldn't
this
have
happened.
just. You couldn't have just like a normal.
I've never
Run of the
seen my
mill
mailman.
No, okay.
I convinced we have a mailman.
No, so it happened fucking forever ago when we had like the older mailboxes. So you know how like the newer ones, like the Canada Post, have like the big rectangular ones. They're really small but narrow. So they're like a big rectangle box.
Oh,
You
like
can
the
pull it out.
where you get your mail?
Yeah, like the mailboxes.
Okay,
So-
I don't remember. I only know like perfect square hole.
Yeah, there used to be perfect square holes,
Mhm.
but now they're just like the really tiny rectangles.
Okay, they're like
So it was like last year, I think. They replaced my mailbox with like the new ones.
okay.
So I went up there one time to go get my mail, and I was like, I'm gonna go get some groceries, whatever. So I went and got groceries first. Came back. On my way back, there was a team of people who had already fucking sawed the mailbox off. And they were installing the new one. And I was like, guess I'm not getting my mail then. So I said, fuck
Did
it.
it really frustrate you?
It really, not really. I was just like, whatever. Like,
Because I feel like I would see that and be like, well, this is probably never happening again for the rest of my life.
yeah, well, that's why I laughed at first. I was like, whatever, like, haha. So I left it alone, and then, like, the next day I went up and I was like, I'm gonna try my mailbox. Tried the key. Didn't work.
Oh.
The key did not work. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I guess my key just doesn't work. So I called Canada Post and I said, okay, well, hi. My fucking mail key doesn't work in my mailbox anymore. And they're like, oh, you should have got the new key in your mailbox. And I'm like, that's great. but I can't open it. And I wanted to open it, but I decided to get groceries first because I didn't think fucking dickheads with circular saws would cut my mailbox down. And then she was like, this is where it gets bad. So I was like, okay, great. How do I get back in? And they're like, well, we need to prove that you live there. And I said, perfect. She was like, do you have a piece of mail?
I love that.
I was like, I would fucking love to show you. But, as it turns out, I can't get in my mailbox.
I love that all the solutions revolve around getting something out of your mailbox.
Do you have the new key? No.
So-
It's in your mailbox. Do you have any mail? No.
So after that fuck up, I hung up the phone. I was like, whatever. Later that day, that same day, I walked home, and I walked past my mailbox every goddamn day. The mailman was there, putting mail away. He had the door open, so you could see every bit of mail in there. I looked into my box, I saw my fucking mail key. And I looked at him, I was like, hey man, can I just get my mail there real quick? He goes, where's your ID? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Well,
Like,
okay.
it's my mail.
Okay.
And then I showed him my ID, and he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, my mail key doesn't work. Like, the key's right fucking there. Look at my mail. It says my name. Look at my name and my ID. It's fucking me. And he's like, now you gotta call the number. And I'm like, asshole! It's right there! Like, I'm looking. I could just take it right now. It would be a federal offense, but I can do it.
You just gotta call the number. What's the number? Oh, I left it in your mailbox.
Fuck. So that was strike one. I was like, fuck this guy right away. So through the jigs and reels, I called in. I got my new mail key. I opened my mail. It's fine. Whatever. So I opened my mailbox one day, and the mailman is there. And I don't say anything to him, because I've already forgotten about what happened. Because, you know, I'm a generous person. At the time, I'd forgotten about what happened. I was like, whatever. So I open my mailbox, and I start taking out my stuff. And he's just standing there and putting mail in. And, like, he's not even looking at me. And he just goes, you should check your mail more often. And I'm like, listen here, okay? Like, I work 5 days a week.
Were you taking out a lot of mail?
I was... Okay, so here's the deal. I was like, it wasn't a lot of mail, but it was a lot of ads. So it was fucking, like, just, like, coupons and shit. Mm-hmm. Which I have already told him multiple times, do not give me ads. And I know what mailboxes he gives ads and what mailboxes he doesn't give ads, because he has red little Avery label stickers, and he puts it on the inside of the box. So if it has that little sticker, he won't give them the fucking ads. So after that fucking comment, I was like, I don't want any more ads, and he's like, okay, sure fucking enough, still fucking ads in my mailbox to this day. This is like a year. A whole year has passed, and all of this has happened.
This story happened a year ago?
This happened a year ago. So I'm looking at him like, man, what the fuck? And every single time I've seen him when I go get my mail, I'm like, hey man, can I have no more ads? And he's like, yeah, man, no problem.
How are you seeing him so consistently?
I don't, because he tops off mail around the same
I
time
can
I'm
say
walking
pretty
home.
confidently, I've never seen a mailman delivering mail in my life.
So he delivers mail at that mailbox around the same time when I'm walking home in the day. So he fucking... I keep asking him, like, can you just please stop giving me ads? Please, God, just stop. And he's like, yeah, man, sure, no
Dude,
problem.
you gotta give it.
So, you know what I fucking did? I went to Staples, and I bought red Avery label stickers, and I fucking stuck them in my mailbox. And you know what happened? They're not there anymore. I can only assume he ripped them off.
The labels aren't... The ads were...
The labels aren't there anymore. So I can only assume
You
this
are
man...
picking a fight you will fucking lose.
I am terrified to order anything online anymore because I know he's going to ship that shit off to fucking Africa or something.
Yeah.
And I will never see the light of day.
That's so funny.
Like, I'm so upset. And, like, the same thing happened exactly today, which is why I was telling you this whole long-winded story. Because I saw my mailman, and I was like, not worth it. Nah, fucking work. I'll check it
You
at
gotta,
10
like-
o'clock at night instead.
You start
Fuck
leaving
it.
like passive aggressive post-it notes in the mailbox, like, I know you took the stickers.
Yes. Where's my link?
That's not passive aggressive. That's just aggressive. But
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god, it was fucking rough. So every time I see him now, I'm just like, it's not worth it, John. It's really not worth it.
That's really funny. Yeah, Quinn has a point though. You don't want to make an enemy with that guy.
No.
Yeah,
Yo.
no, absolutely not.
Your court documents won't make it to you.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid. I already went in for jury duty. They can't call me again for 4 years. So.
Hold up, back up, pump the brakes.
What?
You did jury duty?
I got called in for it.
Oh.
And
Did
then.
you get out of it?
Yeah.
But that wasn't the one where they had so many people get out of it and
Yeah.
they didn't have anyone, so they started walking around Atlantic Place looking for people? Is
Yeah.
that the one?
Yeah, that was the one.
I wanna be
So
on
they called me for jury duty, and I was like, all right, sure. And then, like, the day of, I already had, like, the work booked off.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went up to go do it, they put out, like, a big thing on VOCM and was just like, yeah, he changed his plea. Fucking don't bother coming. And I was like, what?
I wanna be a juror so fucking bad.
Dude, same. And, like, you know what? It was like, I'm not gonna confirm if it was the case or not. But I'm pretty sure it was that case where it was like, I'm not even going to say the case because it was a big case, and I'm convinced if I actually did the juror for it, and I got accepted into the jury, I would be off work for like 8 months.
8 months?
Convinced I would be off for that long.
That's
Holy
insane.
shit.
Yes, it was a big case.
That's so long.
It was huge.
Do you get paid during
Yes. The company legally has to pay you the whole time you're gone.
Yeah.
They're allowed to
It's like-
fill they're allowed to fill your position, but once you're done, they have to
Yeah.
give it back to you.
Legally.
Legally.
If the teacher doesn't show up for 15 minutes, you're legally allowed to leave.
Yeah, 100%.
If you get called for jury duty, you
Yeah. So like
legally
if I
have to
left,
keep your job.
so for example, if I left my job and then they hired you to do my job,
While
and
you
you're
were on
doing
jury
while
duty.
I'm on jury duty for 8 months.
For 8 months.
No matter how you could be doing like 8 million times a job better than I ever fucking did.
Yeah.
But legally, they have to hire me back into that position. And if they don't, oh boy.
I mean, that makes sense, I guess, because you know,
It's not.
you can't just disrupt people's lives like
No,
that.
exactly. And I would be paid for the whole thing.
I
Not by
wanna
the
be on
government, but by
jury
them.
So much. I want to become like a professional juror.
Check your mail. I mean, people get asked all the time. But once you get
You
asked,
have to reply to it.
once you get asked whether you do it or not, whether it gets like called on or called off, you're off the list for 4 years.
Also,
so
you didn't even go, but you're
Didn't
off the
even
list for
go.
4
I'm
years.
off the list for 4 years.
Nice.
So not bad.
My day could be coming any moment.
But that's why. You
Does
know
that
what?
not work? Do they just send that out at random or?
Yeah, they just send it out in the mail.
They just find random people.
So,
and
fun
you
fact, if I was being an asshole, like my mailman assumes I am, and didn't check my mail, and I had like a jury duty thing in there, it's like, hey, you should be here for this time. By the way, if you don't show up to jury duty, that's an offense.
Yeah, that's bad.
You can go to jail for that, for not going to jury duty.
That's cool.
That's
I
why it's a
mean-
whole thing.
Yeah. Also, if you served in the military, I think you don't have to go.
Oh, really? They're not looking for
And-
that perspective? I
No.
thought they were looking for a,
If you have a family member
a
who
jury
works,
of your peers.
well, no, it's like if you have a family member who works in law enforcement or corrections.
Like, you don't even have to be a cop.
No,
You're
if you
related
have,
to a cop.
if you're related to a cop or someone in corrections, like in the jail or whatever, you're not
Well, what
allowed to
happens
do it.
when they try cops? Is the jury not cops? I thought it was a jury of your peers.
No, it's a jury of cops. That's a different thing.
So what you're saying is when a case comes up about sound boys.
No, they're let go.
I'll be a juror.
Listen, they're let go with pay. Don't worry. I'm sure it goes over really well every time.
Yes.
But yeah, so fun. Yeah, let's end off with a fact, with a little lesson to
I get
learn.
the factoid.
A lesson to learn. Check your mail, kids, because you could be asked for jury duty, and if you don't check that shit, you'll be going to jail. And if you're in jail, you'll never be able to listen to the podcast again. So really, who's missing out?
And don't piss off your mailman.
Don't piss off
Oh,
your
yeah,
mailman.
don't.
If you ever wanna, if you want, I mean, unless you wanna keep getting ads for the rest of your life.
And check your mail often.
Yeah, you know what? Check your mail. Drink water.
Check your mail. Drink your water. Show up for jury duty.
Yeah. Just be a good citizen, honestly.
Start flossing. I know you don't floss. Look.
I thought
didn't
you meant
floss.
like dance. I thought you meant like.
No.
I was like,
Come on.
why?
Take care of your fucking teeth.
if your financial advisor invites you to file taxes with them, run in the other direction really fast.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're looking for the, as the philosopher Fred Durst said, to do it for the nookie. In which case, yeah, that's a win-win. You get your taxes done by a professional.
Unless you want to get
100%.
that H&R cock. There, I said it.
We gotta end it right there. It's not getting any better than
I'm
that.
gonna go buy some yoga pants.
Nice.
This is
Now,
our episode.
and now you are an hour closer to your weekend. Holy shit!
What a bomb the drone.
What a fucking way to go out.
Boom!
And that's Jenga, baby.
That's Jenga, baby! Yeah!